Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through the industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Mr. Shravan Kumar Bansal, renowned expert in IPR litigation and senior partner, United and United, earlier United IPR. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
You have been into this profession, into this whole thing, looking at the IPR aspects. How has been this journey that you would want to describe as, sir?
See, it was a very, very interesting journey. When I was doing law, I started visiting my dad's office and I got inspiration from him, Mr. KG Bansal, who had been practicing in IPR since early 1950s, and he brought up the entire profession. When I joined the office, I used to see him, how he was dealing with the clients, how he was doing the research, how he was arguing the matters in the court. So that gave me a lot of interest. Every day there will be something new, like trademarks coming, new copyrights coming. So this field really inspired me. In early 80s, we were basically more focusing on the domestic IPR. And most of our clients were Indian clients. With the passage of time, then we expanded internationally. And even our Indian clients, what happened, they also multiplied manifold. I realized one thing, that this IPR practice is one of the very few areas which is not localized. It is something a global practice. Like you are dealing with the global clientele, global clients, and also the atmosphere in India. Like the Indian economy was always favoring outside investments in India. So we could always see a lot of this technology coming into India, a lot of these IPR protections coming into India. When I was dealing in IPR in other jurisdictions, I could even find that Indian IPR regime is very advanced if you compare to the other countries. So it gave me a lot of inspiration. But real inspiration I got from my father. I learned a lot from him. I'm very proud to say that my father today is still active, more active than me at the position. So this is how the journey started. And now the next generation is also supporting me.
Right. And the journey continues. And as part of this journey, looking forward towards your future vision, you have now from United IPR to United and United. Help us understand this shift from United IPR to United and United.
This is a very good question you have asked me. And traditionally, the IPR will be confined to trademarks, patents, and copyrights and designs. So this was basically a traditional IPRs. Now, with the advent of technology, see now the IPR also developed. Like I can give you, for example, computer software. See now they are part of the copyright protection today. Now, with the passage of time, like there was a transformation in India. The IPR came within the ambit of commercial disputes. So the wide umbrella today is commercial disputes. So we start getting inquiries from our various clients, like for example, for mergers and acquisitions, on advisory points. The vetting of agreements are there. These are some consumer cases are coming. Even there are cases for defamation, denigration, false advertising. See, they may be related to IPR, but see, to be very frank, but they may be quite different. So what we thought that this particular area, which is increasing tremendously. So IPR was looking at a very limited aspect. So see the position now, we also expanded to neighboring countries. Like today, we do a lot of work in Bangladesh, Nepal. Now, when my clients, internationally clients or domestic clients, they want to invest in Bangladesh, they come to me. And see, because we are doing their IP protection there, so they also see, do you also do contracts there? You also do mergers there. We want to set up a company there. Or some companies coming into India, they want to set up their businesses there. So we thought this United and United will be more appropriate, because then we want to come out of only IPR, but it should be a wider aspect. So this was the basically phenomena. We can see that my ambits will be far more increased in United. So this is very, very positive. We have to know that this is how basically we decided to basically rebrand it.
Let's look at it from a client's perspective. How should they view at it? How is it going to benefit them with this new shift?
I will say it is not a shift. It will be an extension. Earlier, my client, they used to come to me and they will focus only on IPR advising part to me. But now, see, the position is, it gives a one window to them. and they say, okay, we want to have other disputes like false advertising or mergers, acquisitions, or some consumer complaints, and all those aspects, some defamation matters or some false advertising matters, and information technology, complex matters. So we have increased our team extensively on these 10 inquiry. They were already existing before, but the only position is they were not coming into limelight. See, the position is now by this particular way, we were United doing. So clients have benefited very extensively. They have not to think now that okay, you will go to Mr. Bansal and then he will guide a proper channel from where to do all this. So it is one particular office where all these things can be very easily managed out. So very convenient for us and very convenient for the clients also. So this is how it is happening.
Right, right. The whole landscape, you see, it's, we can say, expanding with more things happening. Number of, in fact, local patent filings have also exceeded. A lot of people are getting more aware about IPR and related issues like trademark, patent. So in this area, other firms have also come up. And there is always a healthy competition, not so healthy competition sometimes. How do you people manage to distinguish yourself and deal in a situation or in a market almost like an industry where you need to outshine yourself because the clients always want the best?
See, the IPR regime is growing, no doubt about it, and the business is also growing, and the competition is also growing, and that is something good. And there is an old saying, IPR is the life and blood of any business enterprise. A lot of these patent filings are increasing in India, and that is very, very good. Because more and more patents are filed, that gives rise to more advancement in technology. I used to see how the shift in stand has taken place. Earlier, most of the patent filings were done in India by foreign companies, and in courts also, I will see plaintiff side, most of the foreign companies will be on the plaintiff side, and most of the Indian entities will be defending the matters. But now that things have changed, I find in many cases the Indian enterprises are plaintiff, and their patents or intellectual property rights are copied by others, and they like to take action against them. So they have come to know about the benefit of IPR. That's the position. Like they can gain more, they can have more coverage both India and internationally. They can license it, they can get royalties. So even the earning factor increases them. So this is how it is becoming. And fortunately our Indian laws are very good. Like they are very quick. There may be certain areas where we need more improvement, but by and large, on all fronts of IPR, the system is very receptive in India. So basically, the competition basically which is increasing is a healthy competition. So this is good. This is good.
Right, right. It's nice to see you look at it that way. And you also have to prepare your team and all the other members as per this new trend. What do you tell your members? Or
The IPR law is developing like anything. Daily you get new cases which are being reported, and a lot of new law is being coming up every day in new matters. So one has to keep abreast with all these cases and everything. So this is the ongoing study for every student. Even I am a student today. See, the position is I have today around 35 years of experience, but I also learn every day. See, the position is. And what basically I advise to youngsters that when you go to the court, if you are sitting in a court itself, you are learning. You see somebody arguing the matter, you can copy those the way of arguments. In case somebody is citing some judgment, you should note that. So this is how basically how much knowledge one can gather, not only from the reading of the books, but from the practical aspects also. Even the beauty of this particular profession is like it is not only that okay in the court matters you have a work, but in case you are sitting in a chamber also, then also basically you're developing something. You're dealing with the clients, you are advising them day to day. The learning aspect has to be always keep on going with the youngsters, and they have to keep abreast of the latest developments which are taking place in India and internationally.
right, right. And from a common man's perspective, sir, people do hear about words like trademark, patent, IPR, and they understand in their own manner. Many people understand it very well. Some people do not have that much of an idea.
I give you an example. Like a baby is born, and the first thing is you what you do is the nomenclature. See, you name it. Like you start a business enterprise, you put a name of the firm, and you basically start developing a product. For example, a very small product, for example, soap or detergent or matchbox. So naturally, you will market that by a name. So you spend a lot of time on the name, popularizing it, giving schemes. So anybody copies that name, see that will be harm to you, not only with regard to the financial loss, but also the reputation loss. So the position today, one has to protect that name for those particular products. So the basic thing is that anything which you develop, you create, you coin, those should be protected. Now everything is protectable today. Like the name which you comes, naturally you put a lot of hardship into that name. So naturally, when you adopt a name, naturally you should be quite cautious. It is not belonging to somebody else. Because to change the name today is easy, but not after 6 months, because you have already invested. So the IPA regime I have seen now is growing, and people, even the common man, even a small merchants, in case they open up a shop, or in case they start up a small scale unit, startups. They first of all they think of a name, and then they see first of all this name is available, and they register it. So this concept I've seen in last 10 years changed a lot. It changed extensively. People are becoming very IPR conscious about, and especially see not only business enterprises but individuals also, like inventors, artisans. Like in case they create something, they're very cautious about that. Okay, we should have something out of it because we have put a lot of hard labor and skill into it. So we need to protect this. So they register their paintings as copyright. They register their artistic skills as copyright. Whatever they create, or the inventors, create their file for a patent. So this regime has grown, and even the common man today has understood, see the position today, that about the protection of IPR. Earlier, they were not fully aware about the IPR protection, and they just started using a name, and they will copy some other name with this false belief that they can do that. And when they are faced with some legal action, then they become more intelligent. Okay, no, that is not correct. Let me just build up my own IPR. So this is how it develops. Now, the trend which I have seen, I can just share my experiences.
Yes, sir.
Like for example, I was leading some business houses, and the persons who were managing those business houses were not that, were not that literate. And but their children, they studied abroad, they came back, they joined the business of their parents, but they came with a vision. They know the IPR. The new generation, they are more literate today. They have studied in international universities. When they come back to India, when they see so much of prospects, they have joined the parental business. So they have done a lot of reforms into that. The first focus thing they do it, that we have some technology, let us protect that. So thanks to the new generation, see the and the vision which they have got by education, both in India and internationally, that they have tried to understand that the importance of IPR.
Right, sir. Right. My last question to you, sir, to understand, you see, looking back at the full journey that you have had till now, and now you are still going strong and you look very positively towards the future. How do you look as your big achievements in professional capacity and to balance even things in personal capacity? How do you look at that? And now, also looking at the future, where do you want from here to go from here after achieving so many things in this life?
See, on the professional front, I feel very much satisfied because the way we have grown. My staff has also increased with with the meager staff of around 15 people. Now we are 130 people now. And we are advising on diverse aspects on very complex issues, and arguing very complex matters in the court on all levels. So that gives me a lot of satisfaction professionally. And one thing which the achievement is, like we have tried to cover most of the forums, like right from the district courts to the Supreme Court, tribunals, and so this is something that gives me as a professionally very much satisfied. And then the learning stage is still there because my education, which I did my BSc, which is a botany zoology chemistry, that really pays me well. I could not become a doctor, but I ended up in this profession. But my knowledge of science background, that helps me in complex patient cases. And I can just share, I was dealing with some Japanese delegations. And then when they came to my office, they just wanted to deal with the registered patent agent only. that a person who is qualified with a patent agent, they will only interact with him. Now, I was doing a lot of these patent cases, arguing cases in court, but personally, I was not a registered patent agent. Now, to pass a patent examination is not very easy, but you need to have a science background. Because I did my BSc, so at this age, I qualified in the first attempt. So that gave me a lot of satisfaction professionally that, okay, see my knowledge which was there earlier. So that has not gone waste, and I was able to qualify as a patent agent. So on the professional part, basically, I feel quite satisfied on various fronts. On a personal level, my children now, they're very active in profession and they have joined business. And due to them, the business has multiplied manifold. Their constructive approach. And when somebody comes and say to me, see, Mr. Bansal, I've seen your son arguing the matter. He argues better than you. So see the position. So this is a compliment to me.
Right. And what is it that you seek for yourself now? How do you look towards the future?
We need to be more modern ourselves. We need to have more softwares. We need to have more engineers with us because the things are so complicated sometimes. We don't want to depend from outside agencies. So more organizing ourselves and more teamwork, to be very frank, that within a team that how we can work more better to have a better team.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much indeed, sir, for joining us and for sharing your insights on this whole gamut of things.